Hey Mim.
Hey Scarlett.
Welcome back, guys. You're listening to Style Over Substance.
We're just two friends talking about our experiences working inside the fashion industry and also our observations from outside the fashion industry. It's sometimes serious, but it's definitely always a good laugh.
Always. We release new episodes every Tuesday.
So subscribe on your favorite podcast listening platforms.
So, yeah.
I'm on the white Zinfandel today, as you can see.
Yeah,
very pink.
lovely.
You know what? I've officially made the transition into
Cheers.
rosés now. Cheers. I was going to ask you what your poison of choice is today.
I've got red. So, I wanted white wine, but I had a red open and I didn't realize I was near the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I haven't refrigerated a white. So,
mine's room temperature.
Yeah. So then I become my mother and I add ice.
I think you can do that with a white or a rosé because I've done it before.
You could do it. Yeah, you could do it with my preferred. Yeah, white wines and rosés of choice are quite light in color, where they're almost sort of see through.
Yeah,
and then I think it works fine as well. But yeah, what should we name another podcast? I'm gonna because they're not a competitor of us.
Yeah, go on.
Shagged, Married, Annoyed, one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
Yeah.
The plonk casts when they have a glass of wine whilst recording.
Oh,
it's a plonk cast.
Well, to be honest, we're always drinking.
Yeah. There's always an occasion, isn't there? There's always an occasion.
Yeah. I really don't like sweet wines, and this is quite sweet.
A bit dessert winey.
You like them sweet?
No.
Oh, okay. So I think I should have put you know what, I might pause this recording at some point and go and get some ice. But yeah. So I've officially made the transition into a different type of wine because I drink so much red.
Yeah. Well, and also that it's warming up, it's summer. Yeah. I do like a good rosé. You know what? I'll drink anything really.
Same. Except tequila. That is
I do quite like tequila, and so I've always wanted a drink like that's my drink that I'll have that when I go out, you know.
I see. Yeah.
I think that's quite nice that if you're at a cocktail bar or
it's like a default option.
Yeah. And I do have a few, and I don't mean like red, white, prosecco, whatever. I mean, and not even like a gin and tonic, like more of like a cocktail, something, a specific
I'll have an
drink.
old fashioned with a squeeze of
and I like it. I have a specific way I like it. So I really like an amaretto or pisco sour. I love a sour. But I feel like there's only so many of those you can really have. But I had a picante margarita the other day.
So
it's like tequila with lime and some chili and
You've made me sound really boring. I think I need to get a drink of choice.
Yeah.
And I need to do that now. I wanna sound like esteemed and well traveled, and
do you
I go to a bar
have a picante? And what tequila do you make with that? You know, you want to
I start questioning the bartender. Oh, do you shaken not stirred?
Because also like the reality of wine is it scales so much that you just tend to be like, well, what's the house red, you know? And sometimes you don't want to be, you know, you want to have an acquired taste.
Yeah. My problem is I can never really remember the names of the ones that I like. I know that I'm a Malbec girl, but that Merlot is like the second choice. But then other than that, I'm really easy breezy. I think this is my next frontier. I need to pick a drink that says something about me that I order when I'm out and I want to be fancy.
Yeah.
I'll keep you posted.
Report back. What's your fashion story?
So mine this week is more or less an observation. So the Duchess of Cambridge, I really feel like she's upped her fashion game.
Yeah.
I've heard some things on the internet that she's trying to, like, her stylist is trying to like parallel herself with Meghan Markle.
Come on.
I'm not part of this rivalry thing, but I can say that I feel, we've mentioned before on the podcast and we've talked about what she wears, and I always feel like she veers too much into like an older style, a style that not ages her, but makes her look dated.
Yeah.
And
she's going for the safe, regal option.
Yeah, I do think so. And I do think her look has like freshened up a little bit now, which I appreciate because she's gorgeous. Like, she's a really beautiful woman. She's always got a great blow dry, and I really appreciate that. I don't know if they add in hair extensions.
It's tough work to maintain that hair as coiffed as her.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not getting thin. She's been in the public eye for a while. So whatever.
And we all know her husband's is.
Okay. He needs to shave his head. I don't know why any of these royal males are not allowed to shave their heads and grow a beard.
He can't. The King of England can't look like a hipster.
How is being a hipster a bald-headed thing hipster?
But
he
like,
looks
in terms
raggedy.
of the royal family, that's what it would seem. You know what I mean? Like, they don't ever have, like, Harry has stubble, and that's kind of,
and that's because he's like not in line to
ginger.
Yeah. He's the heir plus spare. Yeah,
heir plus spare. I love that.
Yeah, well, that the line is like, you have an heir and a spare, so you always have more than one kid. That's legit. That's like Roy. That's what you do. Anyway, so he doesn't really have to worry about the throne. But it's time to modernize. Like, really, if they talk about modernizing the royal family, we need to start with getting away with these stupid rules of what they're allowed to wear, stupid grooming rules, which includes like I don't know, desperately hanging on to your 2 remaining strands of hair on your head. This podcast is not about him.
So do you think she is afforded this opportunity because she has done her bit? She has done her time playing it safe, wearing those like frock coats. She has played it like to the T. That's what we'd all have to do, right? She has played the safe, long, earning her keep game.
She has.
That I feel like she's solid. She's in the door. She's not going anywhere, obviously. But anyway, like, we all respect her. We all have a lot of time. She has done her thing.
Yeah, I don't think that it's that, because I think she will always forever have to be
demure.
Always like playing the role. I think she can't let it slip. Like, she always has to be playing the role. I will say that I am a believer that she is used as a pawn to like deflect negative news. I think she's always like trotted out.
Popular opinion.
Her?
To keep the popular opinion of the royals.
Yeah,
a big thing like around Andrew's time.
Andrew,
just like she was here, there, and everywhere looking.
Yeah. Well, you know, when like Meghan and Harry are like back in the country and there's like negative press that might float around or something, then it's like, oh, look at what Catherine's doing. So I think that she constantly has to like keep our attention. And her having a little, she had her 40th birthday, didn't she? And we were talking about her.
Yeah.
Then the Queen had her Jubilee and we were talking about the Queen. And now we're back to like, oh, Catherine's got some new clothes, you know? After they kind of had a disastrous tour of the Caribbean and Central America. So anyway, I do think she's looking better now. And I think that Yeah, good on her.
Yeah, we love Catherine. And it's a job that I certainly couldn't do. And I wouldn't look that good doing it. And I think, you know, I'd have a lot of faux pas in there, and she really has a strong team behind her, whatever it is that styles her. And yeah.
What is your fashion story?
So have I been talking about a lot on here? Probably. I'm going on holiday. I think I have.
Yeah, you have.
Buying swimsuits, I've said it before, is really difficult. But what I've realized as a swimsuit shopper, I do, is that I almost admire the body in the swimsuit more. Like, obviously I'm buying, like, I'll be like, oh, that's really nice color or something, but then you're like, and that's what I could look like in it. And like, they sell you this dream of them looking obviously phenomenal. And so often for swimsuit models, it is someone, normally a blonde haired, very bronzed, very effortless surfer curls, like salty hair. Nose, and that's not my coloring. That's not my hair color. I'm not a size 6 with abs. And then you obviously get the swimsuit and you're like, oh, right, that doesn't fit my hips. That doesn't fit this, that, or the other. And then you sort of have to remember that, you know, it doesn't come with the body.
I know what you mean. Because
I think it's different from clothes, because I think clothes it's easier, but you just suddenly see like these, you're like, yeah, that's what I'm going to look like.
Clothes are easier because for the most part, you're covered up. So you can forgive a lot of sins. I'm not saying that the way our bodies look are sinful. I just mean that bits of us
we're
that
insecure about can be covered over, or whatever.
Things that we don't want to highlight, or things that aren't particularly impressive. Like, you could have just a normal stomach, but it's not abs. Do you know what I mean? It's just a normal stomach. You can cover things up and proportion yourself. You can give your body an illusion of a different proportion than it actually has in clothes. So it's far easier to like manipulate ourselves when we're more covered up. But when you're buying swimwear, and I agree with you, like, you really, you know how like when we were kids and you're like a toy advert would come on and it's like parts sold separately, and you're like, well, I need the bikini plus the body. They need to come as a package, because one doesn't happen without the other. And I agree. What sort of things do you look for in a bikini or a swimsuit?
I don't know. I mean, in the next few years, I really would like to invest in swimwear, I think, a bit more. However, I don't vacation enough to really justify that all that much. But I also do. I have been wearing a lot of the same bikinis time and time again. And so I think I want more timeless but quality pieces. I don't know. I just think it's something fun. I'm often like, oh, that'll look great with a tan. And it's like, well, so what? I'm going to wear that on the last day of my holiday. You know, the pictures sell you the end product. And even like I bought this, what I thought was going to be a really nice like pink bikini, a sort of like a bit metallic-y or shiny. I was like, that color will look beautiful on someone with already bronzed skin, like in the photos. But whilst I'm tanning and a bit pasty, it looks awful on my complexion. And I think it's really hard to imagine. I don't know. I just find it really difficult, because I think for clothes, if it looks nice on the model, and it's just harder. I don't know why. It's just harder.
You're right. I think of the same thing as well. I think of like the color.
Just something I think as well in this. We talked about this the other day when we were messaging. Summer clothes are really difficult. But for swimwear, I think you can have a lot of fun with it. and I look for interesting prints or colors or cuts or whatever. But ultimately it needs to support me in the right places. And not make me feel like an oaf, It's got to fit nicely.
I think 2 things that I look for, well, 3, but 2 mainly. Yeah, one of those. I like a high cut on the leg.
Okay, yeah, flattering.
I think
gives you some height.
Excuse me, no. It's not what I was going to say. No, but I think it gives more shape.
Yeah, it's way sexier.
To my overall body, whether that's like my legs.
Emphasizing hips.
Or
bum.
Or sometimes I think it can make your stomach look flatter.
Yeah.
So I like a high arch on the leg. Secondly, I don't have a big bust. Okay. Now I always say like I can make things look like there's like generally more like in a good shaped bra. Then I'm not like flat chested. You know what I mean? But how the top is structured is really important.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to look flat chested. I'm not flat chested, but I don't want to look as if I am on the beach. And then as soon as you eat something, as soon as you have a beer and now your belly's like bloated, I don't need my belly to poke out more than my boobs. I don't like. So whether it's underwired, whether it's like the shape of the bra just kind of like gives a bit of a lift, more lift or something, that's really important, but very difficult. And then I have the same thoughts as you, like the color of the swimsuit when I'm in my winter skin color, because I feel like I have a number of skin colors. My winter variation.
When you're a winter skin.
Yeah, my winter skin. I avoid things like blush pinks. They're just not for me. And that's like, that covers like my normal clothes as well. I avoid them. I don't like beiges, blush pinks, anything that's like pale pinky. I like a hot pink, but not a pale, because then it just, I feel like it blends in with my skin a little bit.
Yeah. Interesting. We interrupt this broadcast to say, go follow us on Instagram. Our handle is @StyleOverSubstance pod. There you'll find our weekly fashion topics, all the stuff that we discuss in each episode, and our polls.
Or reach out to us at StyleOverSubstancePodcast@gmail.com for new suggestions of topic discussions, or even to share your own fashion stories. We also have a YouTube channel, Style Over Substance Podcast, if you'd rather listen to our episodes over there.
Back to the episode.
On that note, we are going to discuss the idea of what are investment pieces. How would we approach the idea, and what are our thoughts of the idea of putting money in certain categories of fashion? How can we justify it? What do we look for? And also, I was thinking we could touch on the idea of like minimalism and no buy and detoxing from shopping and things like that. I think they all form part of like this bigger discussion regarding more mindful spending.
Yeah, definitely. And not to harp on about the fact that I'm going on holiday.
Oh, you're going on holiday, really?
But I think I mentioned it in a previous episode. I definitely feel that, oh my God, I need this. Visualizing I'm going away. Oh my God. And then I would order things and immediately I regret it because I don't need it. It's like, it's short-lived. It doesn't sit well with me just to order something for an occasion. It has to be, not that I have a plan, but it has to be part of a bigger plan. So I have ordered like an off-white ecru blazer.
Ooh.
But that's timeless. And I actually don't have many blazers, and it's a real thing that my throw on for a summer dress would be a denim jacket or a leather one. I was like, you know what? It'd be really chic to have a nice little off-white blazer.
100%. I know how I feel about blazers. And
you can wear them like, I don't need to tell you how versatile a blazer is. You can wear it with jeans, you can wear it with vest up. It's yeah. So there's different things. And I think that when it comes to thinking about your wardrobe as an investment, I think you naturally downsize what you're willing to spend on. But before we properly delve in, I have a question. Which area of your wardrobe do you invest in the most? Whether it's subconsciously or whatever it might be, or intentionally?
Easily, I think, 2 areas. Coats. You said bags.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say bags.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I'm not going to say bags is because when I look
because of work.
Yeah, exactly. I have not actually spent that much
on
bags.
I hear you.
My mum's bought me a couple for like a Christmas gift and like a birthday gift, and they are like from eBay, so they're an older Dior. It's a Dior bag, but it's like a vintage or an older piece. And then I have a Gucci small one, which again is like a secondhand older piece, and they were gifts. Most of my bags I got through work, and they were heavily discounted because they were sample. If I didn't get bags discounted from places I worked, I would 100% put my money in bags.
Yeah.
But
okay, so outerwear.
Hold on. There's regarding bags again. Okay. I don't think I'd be able to stomach spending 2-3 grand on a bag. Same. Like when I say put my money on a bag, I mean like maybe like £600 max. I think it's really easy to get desensitized at the amount.
I think handbags is the easiest thing to be desensitized by.
Yeah, 100%. So, okay. So first one's coats. I have a lot of coats. I have a lot of jackets. I know that. I'm never going to stop buying them. The second one is, I think, boots.
I
think boots. It's really easy for me to find boots that I like, I think. And I have a fair few number of shoes. I love a cowboy boot or anything that looks like that. So I think those are my 2 areas that I've like spent the most kind of like amount of money on. And I could kid myself and say they're investment pieces, but I do, when I buy them, I know I'm going to wear them because we live in the UK. You're always going to find an occasion to wear boots. You're always going to find an occasion to wear a big coat or a blazer or a jacket or something. So I know I'll get wear out of them. What about you?
Well, I feel like when we talk about investment in this episode, I think we're not talking about maintaining value or getting your value back. It's more, what are you spending more money on? Or cheap, like in that, investing in that sense.
Yeah.
I would say probably coats, although I can only really think of 2. Because equally I have a lot of nice bags, but that's through work. And even though I did spend money on them, it's not nearly, it's a fraction of what they're worth. And like you, had I not had that opportunity, I wouldn't own the number of bags I do. And even now, like I would still buy a bag from Zara, you know, if I liked it.
Yeah.
So I'm not like as a throwaway kind of bag, in the sense of like, you know, you don't mind, you'd wear it to a club and be happy for it to be thrown like drinks on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. I think I don't know. I think I don't just pick one area.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say that I spend a lot of money on all of my clothes, because I certainly don't.
Mm.
But I think I now maybe get certain pieces. Like maybe I'll get a really nice earring that I've been lusting after.
Oh, I see.
Or that's a really great dress in the sale. I'll get that. More, I think I'm more like that now. Yeah, because I think I'm making that shift into trying to invest in quality. And I especially, like last Christmas sales, I was like, I feel like this is actually the moment to sales last now so long, a month long. But that's when you could get like a Victoria Beckham t-shirt. It's when you could get something from Stella McCartney, any brand that you normally maybe are like, that's steep. You can afford it a bit more. And I think that's really amazing. And that's definitely something that I want to manipulate a little bit more.
Yeah. I do want to go back to a point you made earlier, just to kind of understand what your thought process and your approach to shopping is. You said, of course, like in this episode, when we talk about investing, we mean, where do we end up putting most of our money? Where do we spend the most money when it comes to clothing and accessories? But right at the beginning of the episode, you said that you go through these like binges of shopping. Like you'll order something and spend a whole load of money, and then kind of like flippantly buy things, and then you receive it and you realize this is not going to work for you. I need to return a lot of this back. What is the reason that you do that? What's the motivating reason for you to shop that way?
Probably emotion.
Okay, what sort of emotion?
Well, currently it's been like, oh my God, I hate all my clothes. Or probably like that, I deserve it. I want to feel nice. Probably that kind of a thing. And just how great it is to wear something new. Yes. Is a sensation that is way better than it should be.
I know what you mean. One thing about that is, you know, when you get something new and it arrives, or you buy it in the shop, whatever, it's the cleanest it's ever going to be. It's the most pristinely ironed it's ever going to be. You're like, why can't it look like this forever? Because that's what makes new clothes so nice. You just throw it on and you're like, I look crisp.
Yeah, I don't know, but I also just think, I wonder if hauls have also had a really big influence on that. Watching a lot of YouTube hauls where people are spending like a fair amount, like more than £100 on like a haul of a few things, and then you're like, become desensitized to it. And we're living in a culture where like every other week or so, ASOS is telling you they've got 20% off. Every website has like a 40% off on tops and dresses. So I think it's encouraging. However, I actually don't enjoy it as much, and I've really noticed that. I have quite a lot of clothes, and I would say if Mary Kondo were here, I don't think 50% of them bring me joy. I think I hold on to a lot of them in case of an occasion.
Do you experience guilt?
Huh?
Do you experience guilt after buying things?
Definitely. Yeah. Like it's ridiculous. And also I think I've recently got summer clothes out of the loft, and then you're like, I bought that in such a flippant way. And I think I mentioned this to you, summer clothes are very trend led. I think, as opposed to winter clothing, winter, you could literally wear jeans and a jumper that you've had for 5 years, and you still feel like, I still feel really great in all my old jumpers. Whereas I think summer clothes just feel, I don't know if it's the connotation of holiday, what it is, but it feels more flippant, or it's more print. And so you get over that quicker, or it's not as in style. I think summer clothes are really difficult, and yeah, I feel like I'm going to be much more conscious to buy, especially in summer, block colors rather than print. And just more timeless. There are things that I definitely wear time and time again. But yeah, I think I do want to start with the basics. And I would say personally, that's where I think people should spend more money. When I was sort of researching what people's opinions were on where it is that you should invest or spend a bit more money. Some people's opinions were like a white t-shirt, you shouldn't spend that much money on. But I actually have sort of the train of thought of, if you can afford it and you're going to wear a white t-shirt a lot, or a white shirt or a linen shirt, spend a little bit more. It doesn't have to be premium, but maybe just go that step up. So say on the high street, rather than going Topshop, ASOS, you go even And Other Stories is a bit more elevated, or then you go COS or Whistles, and you kind of just you elevate it, and that top's going to look nicer that many more times in the wash, and all of that stuff. So I would say basics of like blazers, t-shirts, shirts, jeans, anything that's essentially going to ride the wave of time. I feel like is where your money should go. And the ironic thing is, because I was really evaluating just generally what people were saying, but also what I do, we weirdly pour money into things like occasion dresses that we'll wear once.
Yeah.
Whereas it should be the opposite, that the things 100%. We're going to wear week in, week out deserve our money more. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a really long ramble.
Yeah. Okay, let me start from the beginning of this ramble. You were saying how difficult it is to buy summer clothes and how easy it is to collect a lot of summer stuff. And I think a reason for that is because summer clothes are smaller. They're tiny. There's less fabric. And I think when I think of brands like Boohoo, ASOS, all of that, they really grabbed our generation through going out dresses.
Yeah.
And summer shorts, t-shirts, crop tops, tank tops, bodysuits, all those things that you could pick up at like £10 a piece, buy multiple, and just buy them simply for that one holiday you had coming up, or that one occasion you had coming up. And you can pack a lot of items. When it comes particularly to summer clothes, it's the temptation of buying lots because they're so small that you're just buying it to fill up your suitcase to give you quote unquote options. You know, that idea. It's like, I've got to have options when I go on holiday because I don't really know what my outfit's going to be, but I don't want to be restricted once I'm there and I'm abroad or whatever. So I think that like as a generation, we've like acquired this habit where we are flippant about summer clothes and what we bring on holiday with us. I have definitely been guilty of this, and I try to avoid buying summer clothes and bikinis and all of that most of the year because I have a couple drawers of things that I can only wear in the summer. Abroad. And I don't mean like skimpy abroad, yeah, realistically. I don't mean skimpy stuff. I just mean like skirts, like a midi skirt where I can't wear it when it's 15 degrees here because it's too chilly, and I can't wear tights with it because it doesn't look right with that skirt.
It doesn't look nice.
I have to wait for high summer, as you call it in retail, high summer, for me to like wear it with a t-shirt or a bodysuit or something. And so that's my approach to summer clothes. I think having a really good summer look is definitely something you should invest in, like really basic plain pieces that you just accessorize. I think in the discussion of are you better off putting your money in basics, or are you better off putting your money in like statement pieces? I am of the view that I would put money in the bigger statement pieces, not occasion wear.
Yeah.
Because like I think 75% of our daily lives is just casual, to be honest. Even if we're going to work, it errs on the side of casual. I think that you can, when it comes to basics, I'm a big believer in like reading the label. What is the item made out of? You know, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can go Marks and Spencer's for your jeans, your t-shirts, all of that. Because you can throw it in the wash and it will wear quite nicely, whatever. If I were to spend a lot of money, it would be on the things that are like outside, on the outside. You know, the things that people are going to see.
So would it be something that it's unique to the fact that it's nicely made, nice fabric, and can't really be emulated if it was watered down or copied by Zara?
That's where I'd spend my money. Yeah.
Like, so it's a beautiful coat, but there's sort of it's a really nice fabric that you know that if Zara cheapened it
wouldn't be the same
and wouldn't have the same allure.
Yeah, it's like Max Mara coats.
Yeah.
How many Teddy coats do we see year after year after year? All those cashmere kind of like wool blend coats that they have in that like iconic camel color. Yeah, you can get one elsewhere. You can get one from Reese. You can get them from loads of other places, which are nice coats. I'm not slagging them off because I personally do not have Max Mara money. So I'm not slagging off alternatives. But if I did have the money,
that's where you'd put it.
I would spend my money because I feel like I would feel the difference on me. I would see the difference and I could take it to the dry cleaners and, you know, it would scrub up well, basically. So I think that's kind of my approach to fashion. I also think things like, not one we talk about a lot, but like overall grooming. Like, you know, people have like their nails always look great.
Yeah.
And
overall presentation.
They're like really polished. I think things like that
go a long way.
Overlooked. Yeah. You don't have to buy the newest Givenchy bag.
No.
And all of this to look nice. It's just like the little things that can really be an investment to people.
I had a few days of not having my nails done and I was waiting to see if I could wait to get them done like this weekend that is about to come, and I just couldn't. And so often I bridge, every now and then I'll get gel extensions, but sometimes I'll bridge the gap and just put some falsies on. I just had to, even though it's sort of 5 days till I get them done at the time of putting them on, but I just felt really unpolished. It makes such a difference to me. I don't feel as embarrassed of my hands. Not that I feel embarrassed of my hands, but I feel more polished and put together.
Your nails always do look good though.
But only when they're done, you know. My nails don't grow that well for themselves. And that's what makes me feel good. Yeah. And you can definitely tell when someone looks polished. And they just take a bit of that extra care, and it doesn't have to cost a lot. But yeah, I have a question for you in terms of what is the process that you go through? Say you're buying that Max Mara coat. What process would you go through to justify that expenditure?
Oh, I would, first off, I love to screenshot things that I want on my phone, and I have a dedicated folder to things I want to buy, and it's got to sit there for a while. Like it's got to be in my like to buy folder on my phone to know that I actually do want it. And I think we've spoken about this before. You got to get a discount code from somewhere. You have to
there's no discount code for Max Mara.
Okay, there's not a discount code, no. But, however, you could go on Farfetch and they might give you a sign up to our mailing list and here's a
or follow this influencer and you get 10% off. Yeah.
Exactly. All you've just got to is one, the coat that you like, is it in a slightly different color, and that has gone on sale. You got to shop around, don't you? Like, I think just
do your due diligence.
Yeah, you got to do your due diligence off the bat. Just paying full price for expensive designer items is rookie mistake.
I think a lot of people do that.
A lot of people do, yeah, of course. And I think
make a decision and they just go.
Because it's a flex. It's kind of like a flex. Like, let me just buy the brand new Fendi bag. I'm going to walk into my department store and just ask for the bag and just buy it. No, mate. That's a joke. Don't do that to yourself. It's just like, I think because we've worked in fashion, and I don't know about you,
discount to be found.
I've known someone who's worked at a brand and I've gotten a discount, or I've worked in a department store or something like that, that you become hardwired to shop around or really like scrutinize the price a bit more. I think that's really important to me. Then I've got to like mentally prepare myself. If I was gonna spend like a few thousand on something, I'd have to mentally prepare myself to spend that kind of money. But at the end of the day, like, you should enjoy what you have and get nice things for yourself. So it shouldn't be too much of a burden to kind of spend a significant amount of money on something that you genuinely want. But yeah, shopping around is definitely important. What about you? What's your thought process?
I think I'm similar to you in the first point of saving it somewhere, looking at it a lot. I even find that I do that sort of with something, well, I keep my ASOS saved things for a long time. I sort of regularly review, do I still like that? Would I still be interested in that? Was that an impulsive thing? Which definitely helps curb the, you know, when you're like, oh, I just want to spend some money. Or
don't get me wrong, that still happens. Yeah.
Or there's a deal and you're like, oh, I'll get that then. It helps you be like, I don't think that's actually for me. I even had it with a skirt the other day that was from Whistles. And I'd had my eye on it for a really long time. And I'd envisaged it for summer. And it was like this turquoise colour but with sort of like tiger print stripes, which is probably making it sound awful, but I thought it was really nice.
No, I see the vision.
And I ordered it in my size, and I was like, yeah, this is great. And then I tried it on again. And because I'd been looking at it for so long, you sort of feel like, oh, I finally got it. But it didn't quite fit me right. It wasn't tight enough on the waist. And I then was like trying to get ready for something. It's obviously had the tags on. I was thinking, I think I need a safety pin to make this fit a bit better.
Yeah.
I was like, hang on, this is from Whistles. This isn't cheap. Why am I amending it already? And I just thought, hang on, no, this has to go back. Like,
that's perfect.
It has to justify the price. And yes, the fabric's nice, but I don't feel, I think it costs like £99 a skirt. I got it on like 25% off. I was like, I don't feel like I look £100 in the skirt. So that's gone. That's going.
I will give you a really quick piece of advice with Whistles. Always size down.
Really?
Always size down with Whistles. I promise you. I do it.
Interesting.
And when I used to work for Whistles millennia ago, and we get to try on stuff, isn't it? It's, if you're an 8, don't buy an 8. If you're a 10, don't buy a 10. Always go down.
Interesting. Right. So I think that's a really good lesson anyway, of like, that was in my bag for ages. And so I think one is to keep checking in with yourself that you do like it. And And also, I think especially on something like ASOS, if it goes out of stock, I think you then really know how you feel about it.
Oh my God, the panic. If you wanted something.
If you then start searching every other website.
Oh, yeah, I do that.
Anywhere, then you know you really want something, right? And of course, then you're frustrated with yourself that you missed out.
Yeah, but then do you miss the thing because you missed out, or did you really want it? Because sometimes that's a thing. That happens to me.
I guess it depends. A lot of the time I have got really good at being like, oh, well, that just wasn't for me, was it?
Oh, I can't do that.
But obviously there are certain things where you're like, damn it, that was like, I wanted that.
Yeah.
But I also would say that for something like an investment piece that you're spending quite a lot of money on, don't be shy if it's actually not for you when you get it, you know? Because it really might not be. I was saying to you earlier that I bought a swimsuit, a bikini, and I just was like, hang on, it's more than I probably would be willing to spend on a bikini. And I don't think I look that great in it. Like, I was sort of making excuses like, yeah, the top isn't perfect, but I like it. And then, the bottoms, I kind of have to wear them like this for it to really suit me, but I like it. And then it's like you're telling yourself you like it because you sort of think it's premium. And so you want to like it more than it is. And then I just had a moment where I was like, no, this is not worth the money that I'm about to have to part ways with for it. So that's going back. I'm not committing to spending this on something that doesn't feel like it is worth that money for me. And that everyone's gauge of that, I guess, is different. But I do think we've spoken about this a lot. We get really desensitized to this stuff. And especially with the likes of me justifying a £100 skirt, which is mental. But because it was 25% off, that's still £75.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of money for a skirt. So we get really desensitized to these deals, all of this stuff. And so I think we really have to check in with ourselves when it comes to investments.
I think what you said raises a really good point in two separate ways. Like, we have to be careful with the word investment. Obviously, we've said, for the sake of this podcast, we're talking about where we've put a lot of our money.
Splurging, yeah.
Where we splurge, exactly. But for other people, it's like, I'm going to get so many wears out of this. It's an investment. It's classic. It's going to last me a lifetime.
Cost per wear is really important.
Wear. It's important, but we can kid ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think with that, and the likes of things like Instagram and YouTube, where we get exposed to what's in, what's not, what's the hot it bag, all of that. I see a lot of people buy in to expensive trends, whether it's, the Gucci disco bag back in the day, whether it's the Hermes Birkin now, whether it's anything in between. People buy into these trendier luxury pieces thinking it's them, when really they're not being true to themselves and what they wear and who they are and what they like to wear. They're taking the lead from someone else, convincing themselves that this is where I should put my money, as opposed to buying the most fucking ugliest thing out there, but you love it. And
that's such a great point.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, we definitely should question things like that more. I definitely find myself doing that, even with you see an influencer in a dress and you're like, oh my God, she looks great in that. I want that dress. It's like, her body type is totally different to mine. That just would look so different on me. And so why don't I just enjoy the fact that she looks great in that? That's a really nice dress, rather than the instinct is, I want it. Because like you said, I would say probably 7 out of 10 times, you don't want it. You want it because someone else has it.
You want to emulate them.
And there's a reason we have influencers. There's got to be a psychology in liking somebody, seeing somebody else in it and wanting it.
sometimes we think it's ugly from the get-go, but we see enough people with it on and we think, oh, maybe I should give it a try. Maybe it's not actually that bad. And then you convince yourself.
For sure. And actually I think you're so true in the sense of own what you like. You're the one who's buying it. You're the one who has to wear it for the foreseeable. So it doesn't matter if someone else thinks it's ugly. And I think we've mentioned this as well in a previous episode, maybe. I would say one of my pieces of advice, if anyone is looking to spend a bit more money on an elevated piece or whatever it might be, is be prepared to lose it. Be prepared to destroy, for it to break. Be prepared that you might gain weight and not fit into it. So I think you have to really make your peace with that stuff, because things don't last we want them to. And look, I've got loads of clothes. I've got things from Topshop and H&M that I've had for 10 years, but I equally could have bought something from Stella McCartney and it could have got ripped the next day on the tube.
Yeah, we have to, I think that's so important. We have to not get emotionally invested in stuff.
Don't be Kim losing her diamond.
Oh my God, I was thinking of that. You know when people say like, oh, don't buy something unless you can buy it twice over. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But be prepared that if you were to lose it, it were to get damaged, you were, as you said, to put on weight, that you shrug and you say, you know what, me and that
had a good time.
Had a good run.
Yeah.
I loved you when I had you, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Quickly, I want to bring up the idea of this kind of bubbling subculture, especially online, of minimalism and kind of newfound interest of no buys, minimum spends, as a way for us to recollaborate our approach to shopping. And yeah, like, what's your thoughts? Do you think it's one in the same, the idea of, spending your money wisely, quote unquote, and the idea of minimalism? Do you think they're opposing ideas, or do you think they're actually quite similarly linked?
It's difficult because I follow influencers that just have enough money that they are investing in multiple pieces because they can.
Yeah.
And I think the mindset of an edit is quite different to sort of splurging or spending more on pieces. I think the idea of the edit is really interesting. I feel like I've really expressed different moods or different attitudes, I guess, through my clothes. So at work, I sort of have a different persona. And would this be what I wear on a date, a dress that I wear to work? Probably not, no. And would it be what I would wear to chill with my family at the weekend or to go out for dinner? No, again, probably not. And I think that's a really nice thing, that you can kind of take on these different sort of hats or dress yourself up in different ways for different things. So
you're not a minimalist, you're definitely a maximalist.
I would like to try to become more of a minimalist, and I definitely know I've got the things that I hold on to, and the things that I still enjoy wearing are more timeless. They are prints that stand the test of time. They are colors that are sort of arguably neutral. So in that sense, I really understand the edit. And if I was really ruthless with myself, I probably could edit a lot out. But I think it's nice to have some fun pieces in there too. But I think if you are somebody, so at my work, we have to get quite dressed up. But if you didn't at work, and so your clothes at home, seeing your friends, seeing your family are all one, I think the edit works really nicely.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I get what you mean.
But for sure, I feel like we could all challenge ourselves. There was a lady, what was it? It was like this was maybe 10 years ago. She did this dress challenge, and I swear she wore the same black dress every day for a year or something crazy like that.
Oh God, no.
But it was her showing that you could accessorize it. I don't know if it was for a year, however many days it was showing that you could accessorize, or maybe it was an edited wardrobe, something, where she used the same few products, but she just accessorized it differently, and it was amazing to show how transformative you can be. And I think we get stuck in these boxes, and especially because we'll buy something as an outfit, most likely because we see someone in it. I want that outfit, I want to recreate that look. And the reality is, shopping your wardrobe, it could actually be a really fun experience.
Oh yeah, I love going through my stuff and like revisiting pieces, or like rediscovering things. I'm not a minimalist in that sense, and I don't pretend to be, but I do love a clear out. And I do like to pull out all my stuff, look at it, reevaluate it. Do I need it? Does it fit? All of that stuff. Because genuinely, I'm the sort of person that if I buy something, I wear it straight away. Like, I like to wear my clothes multiple times. That's interesting to me. And if I didn't do that, I do feel guilty if I've got lots of stuff that I've only worn once. So I really respect the idea of minimalism, and I do think it works really well if you do like to splurge on certain things. You know, the concept really does work well for people who, as you said, want to edit but do that like luxury minimalism thing. I think that's an interesting concept, which I've seen a lot more of recently. But in general, when I look at like our culture now, I do feel like we're moving away from hauls. I think we've come to the understanding that impulse
they actually make me feel a bit more ill, or
I'm like, who's still watching these? Don't get me wrong, I do watch them sometimes just to kind of see what's new. But it's not, I don't watch it from a perspective of like, I wish I could just spend like $6,000 on all of this stuff.
I definitely see it as more indulgent and all of that stuff now. Whereas before, I think the birth of hauls was also, they were on our salary packet spending it. And so it was like, wow, you've really chosen to spend your money. But as soon as that sort of fell by the wayside, and more recently too, it just feels like this is nothing to you. So, and they just shoot it for Instagram and it goes back probably anyway. I really, when I look at luxury hauls, I think, oh, okay, that's a nice item. I like that. I like that. But then also running in the background of my mind is, girl, how much money did you spend? Seriously, like, where are you getting all this money from? And I don't care if you're a multimillionaire. There is only so many bags for $2,000 a piece, realistically, you can buy each month. Because you can be a millionaire, but trust me, we've heard of a lot of millionaires who go bankrupt. You don't know their own budget
through that easily. You had £1 million, literally, you could buy 500 designer bags in a year and your money is gone. It's only 1,000. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's, I just, as you said, like, it doesn't leave a sour taste in my mouth, but it doesn't hit the same way it used to. Hauls aren't as appealing.
It's so true. So what do you want to know from the people about what they spend their money on?
What is kind of like, what area of your wardrobe do you spend the most money on? But also, what's your Achilles heel? What's that thing, that your shopping habit that you do? Like, for example, you like a bit of a binge and purge kind of shopping thing, buy lots online and then like send a lot of it back. Or mine would be like buying more coats than I'm realistically gonna wear in a year
in
or
a lifetime.
Or something like that. Like, we all have that weakness. What is your shopping habit weakness?
Interesting. Let us know.
Well, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Style Over Substance, guys.
Don't forget to check out our Instagram or Spotify to respond to this week's poll.
Bye.
Bye.